Councillor O'Grady had requested that we add an item after the agenda was sent out. So I would appreciate it if we could get a motion to resolve to adopt the agenda for the October 11th, 2023 regular council meeting as presented to council with the addition of item 7D, report from council liaison for the Princess Sheila Nagara Theatre Board.
So that's moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed.
Thank you.
And can we get the adoption of the minutes of the regular council meeting of September 26, 2023? Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Seymour. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. Business arising from the minutes. Okay, we'll move on to number 5, proclamations, presentations, and delegations. We have one proclamation, and that's Miles for Smiles Foundation for October. It's the National Child Awareness Prevention Month. And I will read out the proclamation and get a mover and a seconder. Smiles for Miles. Miles for Smiles Foundation. Whereas children are the foundation for a prosperous and an innovative society, and the foundation for a child's growth and development is established when the community takes responsibility for creating healthy environments where our children can thrive. Whereas all children deserve a safe, stable, nurturing home and community to foster their healthy growth and development. Whereas child abuse and neglect is an important societal concern that may affect the long-term health and well-being of not only children, but also the adults they become. Whereas child abuse and neglect impact our entire society and our society's future. Whereas child abuse prevention is a shared responsibility and finding solutions require the involvement of and collaboration of citizens, organizations, and government entities. Whereas this month we emphasize the importance of understanding the devastating problem of child abuse and neglect and commit to learn more about the behavioral and physical signs of possible abuse. Therefore, I, Frank Butt, Mayor of Town of Carbonear, do hereby proclaim the month of October 2023 to be National Child Abuse Prevention Month in Carbonear and urge all citizens and to work together to help reduce child abuse and neglect significantly in years to come.
I so moved, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Dial. Discussion? All in favour?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion passed. Move on number 6, permits and correspondence.
If everybody wants to take a look at slide number 4 on their Dropbox, I didn't see any conflicts there. Make a motion to approve permit listing 10-381 to 10-393.
Moved by Councillor Dial, seconded by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed. Then move on to correspondence requiring council's decision. Correspondence received and action taken. There are a couple there. This is Wednesday. Okay, this is the, there was an invitation to attend the MRAN today, and the Poppy campaign launches on October 26th. Okay, move on to number 7, committee reports, administration and finance. Councillor O'Grady.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The finance minutes are there in your Dropbox. Just bring your attention a couple of items, I guess, that we discussed. I I guess you know the JPC grant, those employees are now working and apparently doing a great job on Nels Trail. Under finance, accounts receivable, just to give another quick update on the property taxes, which are up 91+%. Water and sewer tax is at 86% collected, and the business tax is at 94% collected, so they're continue to come in. The correspondence, of course, we did approve a check for $1,000 for the Trinity Placentia Health Foundation. I'm sure the mayor, I think, attended that as well. New business, you can look down through the new business there. There's some discussion around minute taking and fire fees and grants, so we'll discuss, I get some of that a bit later on in our budgeting meetings. Rules of procedure, there was an update to the rules of procedure as was, I guess, discussed. There is a motion there, resolved to adopt the revised rules of procedure for conduct of meetings as presented to council. And that's pertaining to the changing of the meeting after like this week, after a long weekend, we're going to move the meeting to a Wednesday at 5:30 instead of Tuesday.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favour? Councillor Mott, motion passed.
And that's it for me for finance meeting.
Any questions for Councillor O'Grady? Thank you. And we'll move on now to economic development, planning and land use development. Councillor Doyle.
The Development Committee met on October the 5th. We spent a little bit of time reviewing the document, what we heard. I know that you all received it a while ago, must be a couple of months now, but we just took some time just to go through the document, to highlight some stuff that we thought we might be able to make, some small improvements in before the municipal plan is actually reviewed, so we spent some time doing that. We talked about the Harvest Festival and promotions. Our EDTO did share that sometimes she has some difficulty getting businesses to partake in some of the activities. So just if we could encourage our businesses, when they're doing the business spotlights and stuff like that, if you could, I get the emails, and I think that the office staff are working really hard to highlight the small businesses in our town and some of the bigger ones. But she can't, fill out those applications and do that kind of work for you. So if people could, take the time to highlight their business, like it's kind of free publicity, I guess, for everybody involved. We have some permit stuff coming up and some development applications, and I'll get to that in a second. Under the MEO report, again, can't emphasize enough the importance of getting permits and touching base with the town staff before you do any work on your property. And I guess I have to further add to that now, you need to check that when you get a permit and you submit a plot plan, that you build what you're building where it's indicated in your plot plan and the certain measurements are accurate, because that can also lead into further trouble down the road. That's it for there. Be it resolved to approve the following applications in accordance with applications submitted, the Town of Carbonear Municipal Plan and Development Regulations and other conditions as specified, to operate a new business, a consignment store from 46 Powell Drive, conditional upon receipt of approval from Service NL and other applicable government departments and agencies.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, second by Councillor Noel. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed.
Resolved to send an order to remove the fence at 17 Pikes Lane as the development is not in compliance with the Town of Carbonear fence regulations.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary minded, motion passed.
Resolved to send an order to remove the fence at 24 Grassy Lane as the development is not in compliance with the Town of Carbonear fence regulations.
Moved by Councillor Doyle, seconded by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favour? Contrary-minded, motion passed. That
Just
it?
a reminder, like for residents to take part in the, the many things that the town is doing for Harvest Month, and that's it.
Any questions for Councillor Doyle? Thank you. Move on to letter C, Public Works, Waste Management and Community. Deputy Mayor Slade.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like for council to peruse through their, through the committee meetings is one there I'd like to just bring forward for future discussion with council, and that's D. You take note to D and the what's name? I'd like to see council come together and have a conversation.
Under what number?
What number?
Under number 7.
D.
7D.
Anyway, something that I'd like for council to come together with Mr. Mayor and have a conversation about it.
Yes.
It wasn't something that the Public Works Committee could entertain on their own, so it's got to be a conversation of council.
Yes, just to clarify, I certainly wasn't expecting the council to be getting into the real estate business, but I just wanted to get it out there so that we don't have a building that's left there unused.
Yep, and again, Mr. Mayor, like, all due respect, and, like, I think it's a matter of council sitting down together and have a conversation to see if you want to travel that route.
Sure.
Okay. Outside that, Mr. Mayor, there's some resolutions there that we need to go through. Be it resolved to approve change order number 2, Valley Road Phase 4, water and sewer and street upgrading, 17-GE-22-000013 for Cougar Engineering and Construction in the amount of $7,475 to replace existing manhole.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. Should I step in for this one?
Oh, well, hold on now. I might have to step out as well.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, number 4 is, I think, myself and... Yeah, okay. So, Deputy Mayor, if you want to take the chair,
Okay,
and then someone else can do the motion, and
okay. Can you do that motion?
Which one?
you don't physically have to move it.
Number 1?
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, Mr. Mayor.
Be it resolved to approve change order number 2, Valley Road Phase 4, water sewer street upgrading, 17-GE-22-000013 for Cougar Engineering and Construction in the amount of $7,475 to replace the existing manhole.
The motion's been made by Councillor Doyle, second by Councillor Snow. Question? All those in favour?
Aye.
Those opposed, motion is carried.
And just to add, both the gentlemen
Yes,
left because of conflict of interest because they both have brothers who own property in the area.
yes.
That is supposed to be noted when
I do apologise.
I was going to do it.
Okay, resolution number 2, whereas the Department of Transportation Infrastructure has recommended that the project owner, Town of Carbonear, provide their project manager delegated authority to pay project invoices that are within project budget and without issues, and whereas the owner, the Town of Carbonear, will have to approve tender award for the project, be it resolved to delegate authority to the Chief Administrative Officer to approve payments of invoices and change orders on the conditions the invoices and change orders are within project budget and without issues.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor No. Discussion? So what is the limit? Is it $2,000 in this case?
No, well, it's 2,000 is my limit,
Mhm.
but what's happening, depending on time frame, there's a time frame in the contracts, and sometimes that's exceeded, so the Department of Transportation Infrastructure indicated, suggested to delegate the
Okay.
authority. But again, based on the fact that it will be within the funding that they have approved.
Okay.
and that there is no issues. So obviously, if we're dealing with some things that we've been facing, they will come back to council.
Sure.
As long as this is standard. And again, we will go to tender prior to the invoices will have to be paid anyway, so.
I guess it'll speed things along, which we certainly need in some of these projects.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mayor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary-minded, motion passed. We had another.
Resolution 3, Mr. Mayor.
Another one there now for us to step out on, is it? Phase 4?
It's got to do with change orders at Valley Road, Phase 4.
Okay. What's that?
Councillor Seymour, have you got that up on your screen? Those motions? So can you carry through?
Resolution number 3.
Yes, please.
Be it resolved to approve change order 1, Valley Road Phase 4, water. Sorry, I need a microphone, do I? Be it resolved to approve change order 1, Valley Road number 4, water and sewer, street upgrading, 17/GE/22/00013 for WSPE&I in the amount of $2,990 for an adjustment in qualities.
2,990,
$2,990.
yes. Okay.
So we'll move, sir.
The motion's been made by Councillor Seymour, second by Councillor Snow. Question? All those in favour? Those opposed? Motion is carried. Thank you, Councillor Seymour.
And for the same reason, both.
And of course, those two gentlemen went out for the same reason. Relations on the Valley Road. Okay, resolution number 4, whereas the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure will allow municipalities to pick up ice control material ordered by the municipality, and whereas the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure requires a municipal endorsement passed by council which indicates all measures are in place to meet occupation health and safety compliance standards related to the pickup of ice control material. Be it resolved that the Carbonear Council adopts a site-specific health and safety plan for the pickup of ice control material at the Department of Transportation's and Works Depot at Route 70, Birch Hills, Bay Rapids. And I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Seymour. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary-minded, motion passed.
Resolution number 5, be it resolved to contract Ace Locksmith to supply and install a list access control system on the personal door at the fire hall at the cost of $2,866.45 plus HSE, and I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor O'Grady. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary-minded, motion passed.
And there's another resolution there now, be it resolved to rescind motion 23-212. And Kathy, if you could possibly put your hand on that former motion, it's just replace,
Yes.
this one here just replaces,
Company who we're purchasing.
yes. Okay, and I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Noel. Discussion? All in favor? Contrary-minded, motion passed.
And Mr. Mayor, that's it for me. I would like to, just to say, council's been looking at civic numbers on houses. And I'd just like to remind the public that it's very, very important to have these numbers on your houses. It got to do with whether the fire department can find you, or an ambulance, or whatever the case may be. I would encourage residents to do so. For what it costs to put a number on your house, I'll tell you, for an ambulance to be running around looking for you, or a fire department, it's not good. And so I just ask the residents in a very polite way, please, consider this, we say, for your own safety. Thank you.
Any questions for Deputy Mayor? Thank you, sir. Let's move on to number 8, the report of the Director of Operations and Public Works, Mr. Farrell. Oh. Oh, sorry. Oh, it is for the liaison report. My apologies there. Take a minute there, Mr. Ian.
Yeah, no, just I'm the council liaison on the Princess Shield and the Gare Theatre Board, so I just thought I'd just give a little update on the operations of the theatre. So we had a meeting there, last week, and so the theatre bookings are certainly up from the previous year, and the current bookings, this year have already exceeded prior year's bookings, right? So the funds are still very tight with the theatre, but they continue to recover from the pandemic shutdowns. People are starting to come back, so that's good. They had a fundraising concert in June that was very well attended, and they raised some much needed funding for the theatre. So they took all the door money from that up, so it was great. And the Eventbrite booking software is also helping a lot as patrons, no longer limited to box office hours to buy their tickets, and they can buy them from home. So that's helped increase sales as well. And of course, the new community room, which we opened up last year, that's available for booking, and the bookings are going up quite a bit. Groups really like the room. It's open, lots of windows, bright, accessible parking, accessible washrooms. So, they've got, as of our meeting the other day, we've got 15 days booked in October. Some of them are booked for the full day, so the bookings are doing really well. The Eastern Health has got some of their vaccination clinics set up out there now, so that's great. And also there's a New Horizons grant, I guess they're applying for, which hope it'll allow them to get some instructional classes in the arts for seniors. That's the plan for that. So that's the only thing that I guess the board wanted to bring to your attention again. I know it's already on our agendas, but that's the broken stair lift going up to the stage. The building is accessible, the theatre's accessible, and there's a lift coming from the community room down to the stage area, but then there's no lift to get any performers or individuals who are disabled up to the stage, so they can't, it's difficult to get them up there. So I guess that's something I know it's Public Works has talked about before, so just wanted to bring it to your attention again. And that's all I had for that, so thank you.
Questions for Councillor O'Grady? Thank you, sir. Now, Mr. Ian, we'll move on to your report, Director of Operations and Public Works.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just heard somebody set the alarm out in the lobby during Councillor O'Grady's report, so I'm going to run out and turn it off.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah, my report is in the Dropbox for up to 11 October 2023. I've got a few things highlighted just to bring to your attention. We recently ordered a new flow meter and 2 traffic radars for here in the town. Those are installed and fully functional. Everything's working good with those so far. Under our capital projects, we've got some new projects that are added to this report. The Le Marchant Road Extension project, I'm hoping to have that in MSIS very shortly. I thought I was going to have it done actually, but I was working on it all evening, but it'll be in very shortly. The Screenhouse and Chlorine building upgrades, the Beach Road sewer upgrading, and Crossroads Water and Sewer Street upgrading. If they're not advertised now, they will be in the next day or so. But those documents are ready and government's okay with them. The 2023 paving program, I'm hoping to have those documents ready this week and advertised. Water Street Phase 3, so that's the next phase of the downtown upgrades, going as far as Church Street. WSP is a consultant for that one, and they were out last week, and they did some surveying there. In Valley Road, they're getting ready to pour sidewalk. Some of it might actually go down on Friday, but Monday is the official date for that to start. Water Street Phase 2, they're hoping to have the curb and gutter poured this week and finished. Adelaide Phase 2, I need to discuss with the consultant to rework the scope and retender it for the spring. That one came in over budget, remember? Grassy Lane, the design is completed. We're waiting for the permit to construct from the Department of Environment, and that's going to be a spring start. So we'll tender it later the winter. Adelaide Phase 1 is complete. I'm waiting for the as-built for that one to close it out. 2022 paving, I'm waiting for an update and a little bit of paving that's left. I think there's a bit up on Saddle Hill, that's it. But I'm waiting for an update from the consultant, the contractor for that. Powell Drive Phase 2 is all done, and I'm waiting for those as-built. And the only other item I got is the water and sewer regulations, and I think they're going to be voted on tonight. So that's it for my report.
Any questions for the Director of Public Works? Do you anticipate the paving to be started this year for 2023?
No, I've got to advertise it before the end of the month, say, and that'll be designed over the winter and
Yeah.
and advertised, or the tenders will be called for later in winter.
Deputy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ian, of course, you and I had this conversation about the water pressure in both Chapel Hill and Bunkers Hill. And it's becoming a bit of a concern, we say, for residents in the hill and also up on Chapel Hill. Right now, I think up on top of the hill, I think the water pressure is down by 25 pound. The concern is if something is not done with it prior to winter starting, and once people start running their water to keep it from freezing, I think the top part of the hill is going to be without water, both Chapel Hill and Bunkers Hill. So my question is, because I think you were talking to one of the residents up in Hill, and you were saying something about a connection in Gladstone Road. Would improve it or could improve it?
Yeah, I'm thinking, so right now, with the work undergoing Valley, when we got rid of the old valve garden, everyone's familiar with, I think, the water is coming out the valley and is actually turning up Gladstone, and that old 12-inch line is still in service going back across the gardens and up valley again.
Okay.
So right now there's likely air up in that line. So I'm kind of blaming that for the issues up on along the ridge here. So hopefully when the consultant, the contractor from Valley 4, they're going to move over to Gladstone and cut and cap that old line, abandoned in the ground, and make a connection there from the Adelaide project that was just finished. So that's going to just, continue on, and the water will come across Irishtown and Fury's Lane and back up the hills again. So I'm hoping that that's going to resolve the issues we're having with pressures up on the hills now.
Yeah, because it's after happening now since they made the connection inside that four-way connection. That it didn't seem like the water ever came back.
That's right.
Right. So anyway, hopefully it works out good like that. And
That's the biggest thing. That's the most obvious thing
Yes.
that could impact it.
okay, thank you.
The top of Saddle Hill, is that going to be our road, so I would say, is that going to be second coat put on that soon, or that's in pretty rough shape?
I mentioned that in my report also. I'm waiting to hear back from the consultant on that.
Yeah, 'cause that's an ambulance road, right? It's pretty rough up there. Some big holes formed there.
There's big holes there, sorry?
Yeah, there's a few big holes, in the road there, and by the old Harbour Lodge, and there's one up top by Sims's, and I guess where it's an ambulance route, it's nice to have a.
Look, if there's a shorter washout, we can address that. That has nothing to do with the paving up there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But that
So
one big
I'll-
hole, yeah, has been there since they did the construction. I'm not sure if they dug it up to connect somewhere or something,
Okay. Sure, after the meeting, I'll dodge up and have a look.
but, okay.
Mr. Mayor, if I may again.
Yes, go right ahead.
Sorry, I took note today when I came off the ramp in on the Valley Road to the right-hand side there. It's quite a amount of trenching after taking place there, and looks like to me that the asphalt is, that's the going up the lift there, and it looks like the asphalt is cracking and it's falling away. Whose responsibility is that? Is that us or the Department of Transportation? Who's responsible for that
It's the ramp itself, or?
It's the ramp.
I'd
Just
have-
off the highway, just as it takes the turn, say, to come down over the ramp.
Mhm.
It's on the right-hand side there, and it's quite deep. And the asphalt is all starting to crack up there.
That's Sandra's Run, right?
Yes.
The ramp is transportation.
Transportation?
So
is
I
it-
can put in a service request.
Yeah, please, because we're going to lose our asphalt there on that ramp. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, we'll move on to number 9, operating invoices over $2,000. Oh. Go ahead, Council. Okay, so you want to read them all out? You want to read them all out except the one pertaining to, I don't have it in front of me.
2129, sir.
I think they're numbered, so I can just
Yes. Okay, 2129, there you go. You okay with that, Councillor O'Grady?
So resolve to approve invoices over $2,000 from number 2121 to 2130, omitting 2129.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Councillor Snow. Discussion? All in favor? Councillor Minot, motion passed. Councillor Snow. So Councillor Seymour is going to step out because there will be a conflict on 2129. Go ahead there, Councillor O'Grady.
Okay, so resolve to approve item number 2129.
Well, moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Deputy Mayor Slade. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Councillor Minot, motion passed. Come on over again, Councillor Seymour.
So I think Councillor Seymour's son works there, I think he said, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll do the capital invoices. Just 1 second there now. So I think there's no conflicts there, so according to the clerk, I can do all those in one swoop. Resolved that the town of Carbonear approve for payment a list of capital invoices as presented to council totaling $326,470.85.
Moved by Councillor O'Grady, seconded by Deputy Mayor Slade. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Councillor Minot, motion passed. Thank you. Move on to number 10, regulations for adoption. We have one there, water and sewer system regulations. And number 10 in the drop box there, Deputy Mayor.
Written in here. It was moved by Deputy Mayor Slade and seconded by Councillor Noel when it was first presented as a notice of motion.
So now we have to do it now. Can you see it there, Deputy Mayor? Number 10 in your drop box.
Resolution 1, resolved to. Thank you, Kerry. Resolution number 1, resolved to adopt the amended water and sewer system regulation as presented to council, and I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Noel. Discussion? All in favor? Councillor Minot, motion passed. All right, number 11, new business. I think we already took care of the new business off the Princess Sheila Laguerre, okay. All right, just want to bring up a couple of things here. September 30 was the firefighters' ball for the Carbonear Volunteer Fire Department. I think we had about 170 people attend, and there were some awards that were given out there. And I will make reference to some of them there. There was 2 awards for one was the Clifford Pike Memorial Scholarship, as well as the Fred Chubbs Memorial Scholarship. And that was presented to Emily Ash. She is the firefighter of firefighter Dennis Ash. Also, there were some long-time service awards. We had 2 10-year service awards for Darren Head and Nick Rossiter, 15-year service awards for Dennis Ash, 20-year service award for Second Assistant Chief Scott Mullins, 25-year service award for firefighter Jeff Squibb, and there was 4 35-year service awards. They were Richard Rossiter, past Chief Ed Kavanagh, myself, and past Chief Honorary Firefighter Ron Garland. So I just wanted to take a moment to congratulate those again. I know I recognized them at the meeting, at the Fireman's Ball, but I just want to bring it up there again.
Mr. Mayor, if I may?
Yes, go right ahead.
I'd like to also congratulate all those gentlemen. Long service firefighting is great for the town of Carbonear. I'd certainly like to recognize all those who participated, and of course I'd like to congratulate those who received the scholarships. And I'd like to say thank you, Mr. Mayor, for 35 years' service in the fire department, as well as Ed Kavanagh and other gentlemen.
Ron and Richard.
Ron and Richard.
Rosser, yeah.
So I'd like to thank everybody. 35 years in the fire department, let me tell you guys, it's a pretty long time.
Yeah, you won't get another 35 out of me.
Right. Thank you.
And also on October the 8th, we had the presentation of the TCP Health Foundation. We gave $1,000 to the corporation, and they're much appreciative of it. And you can see a list of the items that they do purchase, and it's all being used, not just in Carbonear, but in the Old Perlican, as well as the Whitbourne and Placentia, I believe, has their healthcare centers. And as you probably hear in the background there, this week is Fire Prevention Week, and tonight we have our firefighters taking out our young residents and people in the area for little rides in their in our fire trucks and that. We did have hot dogs and the like for them, and pop and stuff like that. So this year's theme is Cooking Safety Starts With You. Pay attention to fire prevention. And that runs from October the 8th to the 14th. So every day is Fire Prevention Day, and this is Fire Prevention Week. And our next meeting, are we into November then? Yes. Oh, 24th of October, the 4th. Yeah, October the 4th. October 24th. Right now it is. Yeah. Okay. Moved by Deputy Mayor Slade, seconded by Councillor Noel. This meeting is adjourned.